All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address inaugural session of Jain International Trade Organization's Jito Connect 2022 at 10:30 a.m. today. Prime Minister reviews various aspects of wheat supply, stock and exports. Home Minister Amit Shah to visit India-Bangladesh border area of Teen Bigha in West Bengal to interact with BSF personnel. National Sagarmala Apex Committee to meet today in New Delhi to review Sagarmala project and other connectivity-related issues. UGC extends last date till 22nd of this month for submission of application for Common University Entrance Test CUET 2022. Haryana police nabs 4 terrorists from Karnal district and recover huge quantity of explosives from the vehicle they were travelling in. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to hold talks with his Italian counterpart Luigi Di Maio in New Delhi today. Hockey India Senior Women National Championship 2022 to begin today in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. And in IPL cricket, Delhi Capitals beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 21 runs in Mumbai. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the inaugural session of the Jain International Trade Organization's Jito Connect 2022 at 10:30 this morning through video conferencing. The Jain International Trade Organization is a global organization connecting Jains worldwide. Jito Connect is an endeavor to help business and industry by providing an avenue for mutual networking and personal interactions. Jito Connect 2022 is a 3-day event being organized at Ganga Dham Annex in Pune from today. The event will encompass multiple sessions on diverse issues relating to business and economy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a meeting to review various aspects of wheat supply, stock and exports. He was given a detailed presentation on the issues yesterday. Mr. Modi was briefed regarding the impact of high temperatures in the months of March to April on crop production. The status of procurement and export of wheat were also reviewed. In the light of increasing demand for agricultural products of India, the Prime Minister directed that all steps be taken to ensure quality norms and standards so that India evolves into an assured source of food grain and other agricultural products. Mr. Modi also asked the officials to ensure maximum help to farmers. He was also briefed regarding prevailing market rates which are beneficial to farmers. The meeting was attended by Principal Secretary to Prime Minister, advisors, Cabinet Secretary, Secretaries to Department of Food and Public Distribution Scheme and Agriculture.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reviewed the situation relating to heat wave management and monsoon preparedness. During a meeting, the officials of the Indian Meteorological Department and National Disaster Management Authority briefed about the persistence of high temperatures in March to May across the country. States and union territories have been advised to prepare heat action plans as a standard response at the state, district and city levels. Regarding southwest monsoon preparedness, all states have been advised to prepare flood preparedness plans and undertake appropriate preparedness measures. The National Disaster Response Force has been advised to develop its deployment plan in flood-affected states. The Prime Minister emphasized on the need to take all measures to avoid deaths due to heat wave or fire incident and added that the response time towards any such incident should be minimal. He stressed that in view of the rising temperatures, regular hospital fire safety audits need to be done. Mr. Modi said there is a need to substantially reduce the vulnerability of forests across the diverse forest ecosystems in the country. Mr. Modi directed that in view of the upcoming monsoons, arrangements for monitoring the quality of drinking water need to be ensured to avoid contamination and resultant spread of waterborne diseases. It was discussed in the meeting about the need for effective coordination between central and state agencies to ensure preparedness of all systems for any incidents in the wake of heat wave and upcoming monsoons. The meeting was attended by the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister, advisors to Prime Minister, Cabinet Secretary, secretaries in the Ministries of Home, Health, Jal Shakti, member of NDMA, Director Generals of National Disaster Management Authority, IMD, and NDRF. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will today visit the India-Bangladesh border area of Teen Biga in West Bengal, where he will interact with the BSF personnel. Mr. Shah also will hold a meeting with office bearers of the state BJP at the party headquarters. The Home Minister yesterday inaugurated 3 floating border outposts along Indo-Bangladesh border to protect the inaccessible areas of the Sundarbans. He also flagged off the floating boat ambulance and laid the foundation stone of the Maitri Sangrahalaya. The Home Minister also addressed a rally at Siliguri in Darjeeling district yesterday evening. Mr. Shah criticized the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and said BJP will continue its fight till atrocities, violence, corruption and syndicate Raj is end in the state.
चुनाव के बाद जो हिंसा हुई है, मानव अधिकार आयोग ने कहा कि यहाँ पर कानून का राज नहीं है, यहाँ पर जो सत्ता में है उनकी इच्छा का राज चल रहा है। 101 लोगों की हत्या कर दी, 1829 लोग घायल हुए और 161 से ज्यादा मुकदमों में टीएमसी के गुंडे अपराधी पाए गए।
Mr. Shah said West Bengal has the highest price of petrol and electricity in the country. He said even today, the poor of the state do not get the benefit of Ayushman Bharat scheme.
BJP President JP Nadda has accused Chandrasekhar Rao government in Telangana of being the most corrupt one in the country. Addressing a public meeting at Mehboob Nagar in Telangana, he said the TRS government is completely mired in corruption. Mr. Nadda pointed out that the Kaleshwaram project becomes a major opportunity for corruption for those who are at the helm of affairs. He said difficulties started for the TRS chief with BJP winning Dubbak and Huzurabad assembly constituencies. Mr. Nadda visited Mehboob Nagar to take part in the Praja Sangram Yatra by State BJP President and Lok Sabha member B. Sanjay Kumar. Earlier, Union Minister G. Kishan Reddy said that the TRS leaders are afraid of ensuing elections and spending time at the farmhouse. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbanand Sonowal, will chair the meeting of the National Sagarmala Apex Committee, NSAC, in New Delhi today. The NSAC is the apex body providing policy directions and guidance for port-led development Sagarmala projects and reviews its implementation. The committee will review the Sagarmala program along with a review of development of port-linked road and rail connectivity project, development of floating jetties and inland waterways besides other agenda items. Holistic development of coastal communities through a new initiative, Sagar Tat Samriddhi Yojana, will also be taken up for discussion in the meeting. Sagarmala is a national program aimed at accelerating economic development in the country by harnessing the potential of India's 7,500 kilometer long coastline and 14,500 kilometers of potentially navigable waterways. Out of the total 802 projects, currently 202 projects worth 99,281 crore rupees have been completed. 216 projects worth 2,12,000 crore rupees are under implementation. The NSAC meeting will be attended by Union Road, Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari as well as Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal, among others.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address inaugural session of Jain International Trade Organization's Jito Connect 2022 at 10:30 a.m. today. Prime Minister reviews various aspects of wheat supply, stock and exports. Home Minister Amit Shah to visit India-Bangladesh border area of Teen Biga in West Bengal to interact with BSF personnel. National Sagarmala Apex Committee to meet today in New Delhi to review Sagarmala project and other connectivity-related issues. UGC extends last date till 22nd of this month for the submission of application for Common University Entrance Test CUET 2022. Haryana police nabs 4 terrorists from Karnal district and recover huge quantity of explosives from the vehicle they were travelling in. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to hold talks with his Italian counterpart Luigi Di Maio in New Delhi today. Hockey India Senior Women National Championship 2022 to begin today in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, and in IPL cricket, Delhi Capitals beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 21 runs in Mumbai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
कंपटीशन की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी तो उनके लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पर हम लाए हैं अभ्यास, एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जिसमें आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल करेंगे abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर और हमारे विशेषज्ञ देंगे इसका जवाब। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर
8700014242।
Welcome back to the morning news on All India Radio. The University Grants Commission UGC has extended the last date for submission of application for Common University Entrance Test CUET 2022 for admissions to various undergraduate programs in central, private, state and deemed universities till the 22nd of this month. In a tweet, UGC Chairman Professor M. Jagdesh Kumar said the decision will provide additional opportunity to the students to apply for the CUET. The last date to apply for CUET 2022 was supposed to end today. The 3.5-hour computer-based entrance test will be conducted in 2 shifts. The CUET is compulsory for all 45 central universities funded by the University Grants Commission. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will hold talks with his Italian counterpart Luigi Di Maio in New Delhi today. The Italian Foreign Minister will also meet Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal. Mr. Di Maio arrived in New Delhi last evening on his first visit to India. In a tweet, the External Affairs Ministry said that his visit will further strengthen the multifaceted partnership between India and Italy.
India has highlighted the food and energy security challenges emanating from the Ukraine conflict, saying the conflict is having a destabilizing effect with broader regional and global implications. Speaking at the UN Security Council meeting on Ukraine, India's permanent representative to the UN, T.S. Tirumurti, said, as the oil prices are skyrocketing, there is a shortage of food grains and fertilizers. He said this has had a disproportionate impact on the global south and developing countries. He said the food security challenges emanating from the conflict require us to respond by going beyond constraints that bind us presently. Mr. Tirumurti added that energy security is equally a serious concern and needs to be addressed through cooperative efforts. He said New Delhi has strongly condemned the killing of civilians in Bushehr and supported the call for an independent investigation. The Haryana police has foiled a major terror plot and nabbed 4 Pakistan-linked terrorists from Karnal district of the state yesterday. Talking to AIR News, Haryana Home Minister Anil Vij said a huge quantity of arms, ammunition and explosives were also recovered from the vehicle they were travelling in.
एजेंसियों की सूचना मिलने के उपरांत हरियाणा पुलिस ने सफलतापूर्वक कार्रवाई करते हुए बसताड़ा टोल प्लाजा के पास एक इनोवा गाड़ी को रोका, जिसमें 4 आतंकवादी पकड़े। तलाशी लेने पर उनके पास से 3 आईईडी, 1 देशी पिस्टल, 31 जिंदा कारतूस, 1,30,000 रुपए नगद और 6 मोबाइल फोन पकड़े गए।
The 4 terrorists have been identified as Gurpreet, Amandeep, Parminder and Bhupinder.
Union Minister of State for Electronics and IT, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Rajiv Chandrasekhar said Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Team India is working relentlessly with the state and local self-government for the development of remote cities, towns and villages like Longwa. He said this during an interaction with the villagers and members of the Village Council of Border Village Longwa in Mon District in Nagaland. He also visited Mon District Hospital and interacted with doctors and others who played a critical role in fighting the COVID pandemic. He said the central government has approved a 350 crore rupees medical college project to boost the healthcare facilities. Mr. Chandrasekhar will inaugurate 5 centres of the National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology in Northeast region at Dimapur today. Uttar Pradesh government will provide free Wi-Fi facility at more than 58,000 places in the villages of the state. This internet facility will be available for the people within 50 meters of the Gram Sachivalay or village secretariat building, which is being built in every Gram Panchayat of the state. Union Power and New and Renewable Energy Minister R.K. Singh reviewed the status of import of coal for blending in the thermal power plants with the states yesterday. Power Secretary Alok Kumar, senior officials of the state governments and power generating companies GenCos were present in the meeting held virtually.
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has asked Indian project exporters to diversify and foray into markets of the developed world. He urged them not to restrict themselves to government line of credit projects and projects in the developing world. Mr. Goyal said this while delivering the keynote address at the Summit on Enhancing Global Opportunities for Indian Project Exporters organized by the Exim Bank in New Delhi yesterday. The Election Commission has announced by-polls to one each Rajya Sabha seat from Bihar and Telangana. The polling will take place on 30th of this month. In Bihar, the seat fell vacant following the demise of JDU MP Mahendra Prasad. The by-poll to Telangana seat was necessitated in view of the resignation of TRS MP Banda Prakash. The notification will be issued on 12th of this month.
Former Director General of News Services Division of All India Radio, C. Lalin passed away at Shillong in Meghalaya yesterday. He was Indian Information Service Officer of 1964 batch. Lalin retired from the service in 1997. Besides AIR, he also served in various media units of the Information and Broadcasting Ministry as well as the Defence Ministry. And now, let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
ऐ मेरी ज़मीं अफ़सोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा चाहे जान मेरी ये रहे ना रहे.
Today we remember martyr Shakti Dan. He was born on the 6th of May 1824 in Jodhpur. He was the younger brother of the Jagirdar of Asab. He took part in the First War of Independence in 1857. He joined the rebel soldiers of the British Indian Army along with the other Jagirdars.
The rebels fought against the British forces at Awa in September 1857 and again in January 1858. The British Army took possession of Awa Fort and captured Shakti Dan. The brave son of the soil died in detention. We salute this brave martyr.
Today, we remember independence movement activist Lal Nehru, who was born on the 6th of May 1861. He married Swarup Rani Kaul in 1889 and the couple had a son, Jawaharlal Nehru, and 2 daughters, Vijaya Lakshmi Pandit and Krishna Nehru. Motilal presided over a provincial conference of the Congress held at Allahabad, now Prayagraj, in 1907.
He also participated actively in the Home Rule movement started by Annie Besant in 1916. The Pioneer newspaper conferred on him the title Brigadier General of the Home Rule League. Motilal also launched a daily paper, The Independent, in 1919.
Inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, he left his legal practice and joined the non-cooperation movement. Later, along with C.R. Das, Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party. It was seen as a political wing of the Congress.
In response to the formation of the Simon Commission, Motilal Nehru chaired the committee that prepared the Nehru Report in 1928. During the civil disobedience movement in 1930, he gave his residence Anand Bhavan to the Congress Party for use as its headquarters.
Despite his poor health, Motilal participated in the movement and travelled to Gujarat to support Gandhiji's salt satyagraha. He was jailed for a couple of months and was released in light of his poor health. Motilal Nehru died a few months later on the 6th of February 1931. AIR News pays tribute to the great nationalist.
We also remember the eminent lawyer and independence activist Bhulabhai Desai, who died on the 6th of May, 1946.
Born in Valsad, Gujarat, Bhulabhai completed his education from Mumbai. Though a successful lawyer, Bhulabhai joined the All India Home Rule League of Annie Besant to educate people about Swaraj. He represented the farmers of Gujarat in the inquiry by the British government following the Bardoli Satyagraha in 1928.
It was during this time that Bhulabhai came into contact with the Indian National Congress. Later, he formed the Swadeshi Sabha with the aim of boycotting foreign goods. The Sabha was declared illegal and Bhulabhai was arrested in 1932.
In November 1934, Desai was elected to the Central Legislative Assembly from Gujarat.
During the Quit India movement, when most of the Congress leaders were in jail, Bhulabhai devised the Desai-Liaquat Pact with the Muslim League leader Liaquat Ali. However, the two sides and the British government rejected it.
When the captured Indian National Army INA officers Shahnawaz Khan, Prem Kumar Sehgal and Gurbaksh Singh Dhillon were put on trial for treason, the Congress formed a defence committee of 17 advocates, including Bhulabhai Desai. Bhulabhai was the leading counsel for the defence. Undeterred by poor health, Bhulabhai made an emphatic and passionate argument in defence of the charged soldiers.
Bhulabhai Desai died on the 6th of May, 1946. The Bhulabhai Memorial Institute stands today in Mumbai, commemorating the contribution of Bhulabhai Desai towards the country. All India Radio News salutes the great nationalist.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
The portals of Kedarnath Dham in Uttarakhand opened this morning. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami visited the shrine to offer prayers and witness the ceremonious opening of the temple gate.
Mahesham Suresham Surararthinasham Vibhum Vishwanatham Vibhutyangabhusham Virupaksham Indvarkavahni Trinekram Sadanandalide Prabhum Panchavakram.
The portals of Badrinath Shrine will open on Sunday. The Char Dham Yatra began on the 3rd of this month with the opening of portals of Gangotri and Yamunotri temples on the occasion of Akshay Tritiya. A record number of pilgrims are likely to visit Char Dham this year. It is for the first time since 2019 that the Yatra has begun without COVID-induced restrictions in force. On to sports. The 12th Hockey India Senior Women National Championship 2022 will begin in Bhopal today. A total of 27 teams will vie for top honours in the 12-day tournament. The participating teams have been divided into 8 pools. After 8 days of pool matches, the quarterfinals will be played on 14th of May, the semi-finals will be held on 16th of May, and the medal matches are scheduled for 17th May 2022.
In IPL cricket, Delhi Capitals defeated Sunrisers Hyderabad by 21 runs at Brabant Stadium in Mumbai last night. Batting first, Delhi Capitals opener David Warner played a gritty knock of unbeaten 92 runs and was well accompanied by Rovman Powell, who made unbeaten 67 runs. The duo stitched an unbeaten 122-run stand to power Delhi Capitals to a massive total of 207 for 3 in the stipulated 20 overs. David Warner was declared player of the match. In reply, Sunrisers Hyderabad made 186 for 8 in the stipulated 20 overs. Gujarat Titans will take on Mumbai Indians at Brabant Stadium in Mumbai at 7:30 this evening. In tennis, Rafael Nadal beat Belgian David Goffin 6-3, 5-7, 7-6 and moved into the men's singles Madrid Open quarterfinals in Spain. Nadal will play either his compatriot Carlos Alcaraz or Briton Cameron Norrie in the next round at Manolo Santana today. World number 1 and 3-time champion Novak Djokovic will face 12th seed Hubert Hurkacz in the quarterfinals today.
Now let us have a look at the weather forecast for today. National capital Delhi will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder lightning. Temperature will hover between 24 and 39 degrees. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky, while Chennai is likely to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The temperature will hover between 25 and 35 degrees. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature was 11 degrees Celsius and maximum will be 20 degrees. Jammu is expected to have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. Leh will have generally partly cloudy sky. Gilgit will also have generally cloudy sky. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius and maximum will be around 30 degrees. Vishakhapatnam will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. All the dailies have mentioned about the final report of the Jammu and Kashmir Delimitation Commission clearing the path for polls in the state. Hindustan Times notes, Kashmir share dips in new J&K election map. The Indian Express writes, Jammu gets 43 and Kashmir 47. Modi-Macron review ties, call for end to Ukraine war at once, says the Pioneer. Amid high power demand, government orders all imported coal plants to operate, writes the Economic Times. LIC's IPO fully subscribed on day 2, sees participation from 3.6 million individual investors, reports the Business Standard. From 1st October, Delhi power subsidy to be optional, reports the Times of India. And finally, another headline in the same paper says, Delhi entrepreneurs get launchpad for innovation as the cabinet approves policy to facilitate and support around 15,000 startups by 2030.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address inaugural session of Jain International Trade Organization's Jito Connect 2022 at 10:30 a.m. today. Prime Minister reviews various aspects of wheat supply, stock and exports. Home Minister Amit Shah to visit India-Bangladesh border area of Teen Bigha in West Bengal to interact with BSF personnel. National Sagarmala Apex Committee to meet today in New Delhi to review Sagarmala project and other connectivity-related issues. UGC extends last date till 22nd of this month for submission of application for Common University Entrance Test CUET 2022. Haryana police nabs 4 terrorists from Karnal district and recover huge quantity of explosives from the vehicle they were travelling in. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to hold talks with his Italian counterpart Luigi Di Maio in New Delhi today. Hockey India Senior Women's National Championship 2022 to begin today in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, and in IPL cricket, Delhi Capitals beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 21 runs in Mumbai. And with that we end the morning news. Have a nice day.